Didn't work.
You gotta wait till it connect. It's gonna go.
Oh, okay.
See, this is why we had the conversations when we go black. It should be good now.
Go live.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Woo! Woo! Look, I just been keeping my poise. Made by the million, but still unemployed. They text me about green, but not on Android. She not my shawty, she filling the void. I make the sounds that cut through the noise. He think he a man, but he chillin' with boys. Put down the liquor, start drinking LaCroix. The pain wasn't choice, but now I rejoice. My uncle had told me that I was the one. I played the shit smart, now my bragging and dumb. Lil' shawty had hit me, said she wanna come. Her dresses is black, but she not a nun. I'm so Pasadena, cause that's where I'm from. Some bangers, some hoes, them with guns. They scheming for riches, they playing it numb. I'm second, I wins cause I'm second to none. Look, what the you think I do it for? Do it for? Ay, looking in the mirror, you the go, ay, I've been out here grinding.
Man, I just love that beat. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Folks, welcome back to Secure the Bag, the podcast where four cousins come together to talk about culture, money, and the mindset it takes to build generational wealth in the Black community. Each week, we break down real strategies, real conversations, and real solutions to help you level up financially, mentally, and generationally. Tonight, we're tackling a topic that most people only associate with loss, but it's actually one of the most powerful wealth tools we have, which is life insurance. We're talking about how to use it while you're still living as a source of leverage, investment, and opportunity. Plus, we'll break down why the lack of Black representation in the financial industry is one of the biggest barriers to building wealth and what we can do to change that. Let's lock in, learn something new, and as always, let's secure the bag. Fellas, how y'all doing, man?
What's up, brother?
Not much. Hey, so real quick, I just wanted to address something from last week. You know, we were speaking on, I brought up something in the middle of a conversation, where, I said, we were having a conversation with Mr. Kwana, and I said, hey, I wish my mom was on here. And for some reason that kind of like went viral, like outside a little bit of the podcast itself, right? People was calling, hey, is Michael right? How's he doing? I'm cool, folks. I'm good. I got my mother. She supports me. She loves me. There's nothing wrong with me and moms. Ain't nothing wrong with having a feeling of wanting mom there, wanting your parents there, right? But the one thing that we got to do, and I don't know if this was said last week, but just because I want her to be there doesn't mean, and if she's not there, doesn't mean that she's affecting the way that I come to the podcast. In no way, shape, or form, me wanting her here is like stopping me from doing what I need to do every single day. So I just wanted to address that. So yeah, that's all. Well, how y'all doing?
Doing all right.
We're good, brother.
Yes, sir.
We all got.
I'm happy to hear you doing good, Mike.
Yeah, we all got mommy issues, man.
I ain't got no mommy issues. Lord have mercy. Gerard, would you able to get the video straight?
Yeah.
Let's throw that up real quick. Then we'll hop right into our topic.
Hold on. Oh, that video? Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. You said later.
I got one video, my brother.
You said, I need it right away.
Oh, I meant like right away, like during the introduction. I thought you was gonna get it together.
That is unbelievable. Where's your mother?
Hold
the what's ups in the world. But the reality is, if you don't have some kind of permanent whole life or index universal life insurance policy, you are doing yourself and your family a great disservice. It is a great way to protect yourself against taxes. It is a great way to protect your family's future wealth. You think you're in the insurance business and a real estate investor. You're actually in the wealth creation business and the financial literacy business. And so what you do is you write books on financial literacy and wealth creation, and you create courses and coaching programs on financial literacy and wealth creation, and then you teach people how to use insurance and real estate to fulfill those ends. Because nobody cares what kind of plane they're flying to Hawaii on. They just care that they're flying to Hawaii. And your plane happens to be insurance and real estate. Don't emphasize the plane, emphasize the destination. Because here's the reality.
And what's crazy is the fact of, like, before I even saw this video, is like, that's 100% of what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why we are creating the university. It's the destination. I love how you said that. Or it's the destination and the end goal.
So I got a question, and I'm glad we get to talk about this, because I know we kind of talk about it behind the scenes. So I'm glad we definitely get the opportunity to talk about life insurance. But my question is, it's so many. I thought life insurance was, just an insurance policy you pay, and then when you pass away, your heirs get the money or whatever. But now I'm hearing, like, it sounds like there's a lot of different life insurance policies. Like, so, like, what's the different policies that are out there?
Before you answer, I want to add something to what he said. Gerard, you're talking about death insurance. That's definitely, that's just in case you die. But go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, King. No, man. So there's pretty much two major policies when we speak on life insurance itself, right? When we say life insurance, we're talking about a term policy and a permanent policy. Now, when you go into a permanent policy, it could be a breakdown of whole life, like Brother Golden, is it Gold? How you say his name? I would say completely
Myron Golden.
Byron Golden.
Byron Golden.
It's Myron.
Whole life
Byron
policy.
Golden.
Is Myron?
Okay. Thank you. Myron. Okay, got you, Myron. A whole life policy, IUL, variable index. There's all types of permanent policies that kind of do similar things, just depending on how you structure it, what you're going to get it for. The reason. Are you looking to make investments with the life insurance? Some people say, hey, don't use life insurance as an investment. You should use it strictly for life insurance. But everybody has their views on how to use life insurance itself. But let's break down what, going back to what a term policy is. A term policy is pretty much as the word says, you have it for a limited amount of time, right? So it could be a 5-year, 10-year, maybe 30. It can, depending on the company, it can go even to like 100 years for a term policy. But that is, hey, you pay a $50, $100 premium every single month, and you get nothing for it. For most companies, you don't get any type of other benefit besides the death benefit, right? Which is that amount that gets paid out upon someone's death. Now, you speak on a permanent policy, like I was saying earlier, where you can make investments with it, especially when you talk about like a variable account, which I don't want to go too deep into that, because that's like a whole monster within itself. But you can literally do investments with life insurance. But they have this thing inside permanent policies, what they call cash value, right? Where that premium that you're paying every single month, let's say I'm going to use simple numbers, where you're paying $100 a month. Let's just say $50 is paying for the actual death benefit itself. And then the other 50 is being saved in what they call a cash value account inside the policy itself. That's the two major breakdowns when you look at insurance. And again, it just, depending on the type of policy, the reason that you may want something specific will just determine on which type of policy suits your lifestyle.
So I heard you say term. Can you give me an example of how I would use a term policy?
Man, that's a really great question. Even so, let's bring it to real estate, right?
or an example of a term policy. Like, what do you mean term? So I would get the policy for a certain amount of years? Like, wait, what does that mean?
Yeah, so even if we bring it to real estate, right? I think we spoke on this a few episodes back, using it as mortgage protection, right? Where hey, I have a 30-year mortgage, and my mortgage itself is $500,000. Now I'm going to get life insurance to cover the house specific or the mortgage itself specifically for that amount of $500,000. Now, let's say over the next 20 years, it comes down to 200,000. Now, if I pass away and my mortgage is 200,000 and that life insurance policy is sitting there $500,000 waiting to be paid out, I could just take out of that $500,000, I could take 200,000 and just pay off the rest of the mortgage itself. Now you no longer have to worry about whoever may be left over paying the taxes on it or having to come out of pocket. The mortgage is now just settled, and you no longer have any worries about it. Gerard, your sound is off.
I said, but I'm still alive.
No, that's if you no, that's
if I
if
die.
you have to
Oh,
wait.
okay. I got you.
Yeah. That's an example, right? So if you have that mortgage at 500,000 over the next 20 years, I'm just throwing out random numbers, right? Nothing here is solidified. But let's say you pay off $300,000 of that mortgage. Now you got $200,000 left. You take 200,000, pay off the mortgage, the other $300,000 out that life insurance policy. Now you can figure out, hey, I may need to get a caregiver, to help with the kids, or there's some more debts that we need to pay off, or whatever that you have going on in your life. You could use the rest of the money however it is that you may need, because now if you are the breadwinner, that income is now gone. If you make $70,000-$80,000 a year, where does the rest of that income come from if the wife is now left alone with 3 kids? Or the husband, or bring it the opposite way. Let's say the husband is the breadwinner, but the wife goes, and she's the one taking care of the kids. Now, who's going to take care of them? Maybe you want to now hire a nanny or somebody on a full-time. So now you got to pay out a full-time job that's $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, depending on where you live, depending on the situation. So there's multiple ways that you could use that money that some people just don't plan for.
So
in term, you can't. There's no savings.
None
Elements of the
whatsoever.
formula, right?
None whatsoever. I would say the only great thing, depending on, again, not every single company does everything, but one type of policy they have, you can get a return of premium. It's kind of falling on the wayside. But let's say, hey, insurance company, I want to pay $10, or I'll just say $10 a month for a $100,000 policy. After 20 years, right? That term policy is set for 20 years. After that 20 years, you'll get all your premiums back without anything. So in a sense, it's like, hey, it's almost like a savings account, because now, hey, I didn't die. Whatever that $10 a month is over the 20 years, you get that right back in your pocket.
That's if you survive the term.
You have to survive the term.
I got you. But all right, so you get that
And
money.
most go.
So
Yeah,
my
go ahead,
bad,
Jay.
real quick. I'm just trying to understand. So you survive the term, you get that money back. Is the policy still in place or no?
No, the policy is gone.
It's
It
gone.
only
Gotcha.
survived that 20 years.
So a
You
term
gotta start it
policy,
over, right?
a term policy could essentially be a savings account if you survive the term.
Depending
you.
on the type of term policy, it has to be set up that way. It's not every single term policy. No. King, real quick, hold on, Jay. You said something great right there. Yeah, like if you had that term policy for 20 years, let's say you got it at 20 years old and you had a 20-year term policy, and now you're 40 years old, now you got to start all over with insurance. Now your premiums, depending on how your health is, depending on where you live, your income level, now you got to start from the very beginning of insurance. Now your premiums may just double or triple because now you're 20 years older.
Right. So you basically, that's why they tell you to get the insurance early, but they mean the insurance that's gonna pretty much pay you to have the insurance so you can invest, so you can take money out, and the insurance could have compound interest and build money and cash and all that, right? That's why they say
Yeah, I
do it
mean,
early.
either way, getting a term policy or getting a permanent policy young is the best. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you 18 and you get, again, you can have a 30-year term policy. You're 18 years old, you're the healthiest you're going to be right now, and you could get $2 million for like, I'm just again throwing out random numbers. Let's just say $50 to $100 a month. But now from 18 to 30 years, what's that? 48? Let's say you got married in between time. You got married at 30. Now you got $2 million for at least 18 more years just in case something happened to you.
So, what does it mean to use your life insurance as a living benefit? Like, what's a living
Man, that's
benefit?
good. Uh Again, depending on the type of company, but living benefits, man, can look at two different ways, right? One on the health of who you are, and the second is on the actual cash value that you use within a permanent policy. So let's speak on um, the health of the individual itself. Let me pull up my notes so that way I can make sure I got all the right terms. Um, so they have what they call an accelerated death benefit rider that's along with the policy. Again, not every single company offers this. It's something new over the last 10 to 20 years that companies are now incorporating in their policies. But let's just say you become terminally ill, chronic ill, a critical illness, or even a critical injury, right? To where, let's say terminal, right? We all know terminal says, hey, you got 5 years left to live. You got cancer. Ain't no way you getting rid of it. Nothing you can do about it. The company will allow you to access up to, depend again, everything isn't solidified depending on the company, depending on the policy. But you could say, hey, I need 70 to 80% of my $1 million policy. They will cash out right then and there to give you the rest that policy out the money. Oh, excuse me, that money out of the policy. Now, if you're talking about you talk about a chronic illness. Now that's being able, and this is something that most people don't think about, right? Let's say, hey, I just broke my leg. Now I can't get dressed. I can't use the bathroom by myself. Depending on how serious the injury is. Let's say you break both your legs, because one leg you kind of do some things, but you break both your legs. Now you can't get dressed by yourself. You can't use the bathroom by yourself. You can't get up and cook. Now they will pay out more, or they'll pay out money to you to help somebody come in the home to help take care of you.
Or with your whole life, with the whole life
Insurance, insurance.
period. I
Dep- uh,
got you.
depending on the policy, depending on the company itself. Again, this isn't offered everywhere. It just depends on where you go. It could be a term or it could be a whole life. But we have to realize, hey, the way I like to look at it is this is almost like a substitution for like disability insurance. If you could get a life insurance policy that'll pay out in case you get injured, even if it's at work, you can't do certain things, you out for the next 6 months to a year. If you could tap into that life insurance policy and they'll pay you out $1,000 a month on top of workman compensation, whatever else, disability insurance from the job. Hey, you just doubled or maybe even tripled your income.
Mm.
But we also got to realize that if the money is being paid out from the insurance company, right, from the policy itself, the death benefit is going to decrease over time. So even if you survive, but let's say you got $1 million policy and they pay out $500,000 to you over time, your $1 million are now turned into $500,000.
So, question: we like you see all of the Instagram videos and all of the shorts and reels around using your insurance policy to invest. How can someone use a policy like to help start a business or invest in real estate while they're still alive?
Yeah. That's a great question, man. Because there is a lot of information, a lot of people talking about it. It's the new thing where they say becoming your own bank, right? So
Right.
essentially, what they're talking about is, and this is something that you can only use with a permanent policy. You cannot use any type of term, anything like that, to start to use or build cash value in it. So make sure people understand. I gotta move that freaking ball. I don't know why that thing keep popping up. Uh, Within the whole life, right? Again, you have the split the payment down, right? $100 a month for again throwing out random numbers, $500,000 death benefit. $50 is paying the cash value. $50 is paying the actual death benefit itself. So now each month that you're saving within that cash value, you are now building up. Uh, let's just you're building up savings, right? Where you could essentially use that money from the death benefit. And let's just, Jay, I'm gonna use your example of something that we've been talking about. Let's say you want to invest into um, mobile homes. Let's say you need $5,000 to invest in mobile homes. And let's say within that life insurance policy itself, you saved $10,000. Now you could take $5,000 out of that cash value, which they'll essentially leverage it from the death benefit itself. Leverage, right? They're not taking directly from your money, depending on the policy. Again, everything isn't 100%, but they'll leverage from the death benefit, and now you can essentially go buy that mobile home for $5,000. You do your flip, whatever it is that you're doing with it. Now you take that money that you made from the mobile home itself and push it right back into the policy.
So it's a loan to yourself instead of needing to pay taxes or interest on that money.
Exactly. There's no taxes whatsoever when it comes to pulling a loan from the policy. You can now you may pay interest if you don't pay it back within a certain amount of time, but there are no taxes whatsoever.
Hold on.
I got a question.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, King.
So I heard that when you basically borrowing against your policy, you're taking the money out, right? This is you becoming your own bank. I heard that you don't have to pay it back.
You don't. But just know that if you don't pay it back, they're going to take it from the death benefit.
Okay. But
So,
for the most part, a lot of times the money that people are taking out is the money that built up over time. So if it's the money that built up over time, then they don't really got to pay that back, right? Because it's their money that built up, with the compound interest and all that, right?
say that for me one more time. You said it kind of
So
fast.
basically, right? So this is what I seen or what I heard or whatever. When you take the money out of the policy to use it to invest, use it to pay things off, a lot of times they're taking the money out of um they're taking the money from the money that built up over time. Like they let the money build up before they took anything out. So the money that built up is not a part of the death benefit. That's what I learned. Is that true?
Yeah, they're so let's say you got 5,000. They're pretty
Right.
much leveraging the 5,000 that's inside the death benefit to loan you the money.
Mhm.
So it's not directly coming out of the policy itself.
Right.
That's
Okay.
what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
darn, I forgot my question.
So no, you're good. So one thing that I was looking at, right, just to give some education behind some ways of how I even use life insurance, right? So last year my car broke down. I had an '04 Impala, it was on its last leg. I had that thing about 6, 7 years throughout the military. Riding around from Kansas to Texas, back to Kansas, back to Texas, from Texas to Connecticut. So it was just hitting its time. Uh, but I didn't have enough cash on hand to go and buy me a new car. So what I did was I leveraged, again, just like same example with the mobile home. I leveraged my life insurance. I took out $3,000 from my life insurance policy. I'm scrolling on Facebook looking for a used car, right? Scrolling. I found me a car for $2,500, '06 Mitsubishi at 93,000 miles. I said 93,000 miles. That's good. I'm telling. I said what 93,000 for '06. I said, man, I got to hop on that one. So I went to go check the car out. Cool. I found out which car I wanted. It was my '06 Mitsubishi, and I said, hey, life insurance company, I need $3,000 out of my policy right now so I can go pay for this. Hold on, this freaking ball is getting on my nerves. I need $3,000 out of my policy so I can go buy this car. Bought the car for $2,500. The other $500 I put into the insurance and the registration on it. And this is something that me and Jason was talking about, where it's like, at first I didn't look at that situation as like a wealth building opportunity. But what Jason put in my head was like, yo, like you are, in a sense, like you're not going out there to buy a $20,000, $40,000 car, now creating more payments every single month.
Right.
That's more money back in my pocket that I don't got to worry about. Like that's all I got to pay is $100 insurance and my gas and whatever maintenance I got to worry about. I don't have a $400, $500, $600 bill that I got to pay to a car company every single month. I ain't doing that. And I ride a bike.
I got
Save even more gas money. What's up?
I got a question. This might be next level, but if I pay into my insurance policy, is that tax deductible?
That's only on the business side. Not as the regular W-2 employee. Heck no.
You said if you pay into it, what you mean by that?
So like an IRA. So if I get paid from work from my job and I put the money into my IRA, I don't pay taxes on that money. Did I say that right, Jason?
Yeah. Well, it depends on what type of IRA you have.
Right.
What type of account you have.
So, but do you get that same benefit or luxury with paying into your life insurance?
Yeah, that's going a little. That is a little next level because.
Okay.
But if I had to give you an answer, I want to say no.
Okay.
If I really had to give you an answer, if I heard that correctly, I want to say no to that.
So, Mike, one of the I guess pros and cons of term is you have term. God forbid something happen within a certain amount of time. It gets paid out, to the surviving family members, low cost. But another thing with term, the majority of term policies across the world never get paid out.
No,
So
sir.
most term policies are never paid out. So that's one of the biggest.
Why?
Go ahead. Because it's a term policy. Most people survive the terms that they get. So it's never paid out. So most of that money they have is put in a same IUL for like the business, and they just accrue interest on that money like the banks do, and they make money from it.
Right.
I don't think most people even know that most term policies not even the United States, over the world, never get paid out.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing. It's not like it's like a scam, but it's just like, hey, would you rather die, or would you rather outlive the policy? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's one of the two. It's like it's either you die, like yes, I used my life insurance, or it's like, hey, I didn't die, but I had it just in case. But it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's all in perspective.
But yeah, the only person winning is the business, is the company,
Hey,
life
100%.
insurance company.
Well, I mean, again, that's
They
only
killing
if you die.
it. No pun intended.
Yeah, you win too because you don't die, but
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's just like even car insurance. Think about it. Like you might have a car for 10 years, the same car, no problems, never got into an accident. What happens at the end of it? Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Same exact thing.
Why do you think so many people in our community associate life insurance with death? Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody thinks that you have to die in order to benefit from life insurance. Why do you think that is?
Man, I would say lack of education, lack of awareness, lack of understanding,
training,
not being able to even use certain policies in certain ways, right? Not knowing that you can do it. This is something that we speak about all the time, man. If you don't know that you can go out there, I don't know why the whole mobile home thing is on my mind so much right now. But if you don't know that you can go out there and buy a mobile home for $5,000, renovate it for another $1,000, and then sell it for another $15,000 to make a profit of another $7,000, you won't go and do it. So why would I look to use my life insurance the same exact way? Nobody never told me. Nobody never sat me down to explain how to leverage my life insurance. Say if I'm paying into it, I can use it while I'm still alive. And also, people don't do business.
Right.
If people ain't doing business, they're not looking at the benefits of a whole life policy, or even a term policy. If they're just going the day to day, hey, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm enjoying my job. I'm cool. Everything is where it is, where it is. I got life insurance. I'm cool. As long as I got it, I don't need to do nothing more with it. As long as my family get paid out when I die.
I like what you said, Mike, because a lot of it has to do with the mindset around it, and it comes with the training from the insurance agents. And when they present life insurance in our communities, they're not talking about all that. They're just saying, hey, you need a term policy, your son, your grandmother, so somebody's going to pass away, and you're going to need to pay for the funeral. But they're not telling them the actual wealth making benefits, of the policy. So most of the time people get these small policies, or they get a crappy policy that they're overpaying for that they never get a chance to use. And they don't keep up with the payments and so forth, so on. So I think if the education around it got a little better, like you just spoke eloquently about it for this whole segment, man, and it brings life to it, man, and people get more interested in wanting to figure out, okay, what can I do to help my family? How can we build wealth? And it gets interesting because when you sit with somebody, you break it down. And if anybody on this podcast don't know much about these policies, call Mike, sit with him. And when you start learning about these policies and what you can do with them, and the wealth building tools within the policy, is going to amaze you. You ain't gonna be putting your money in a savings account anymore and making 5 cents a year. You're gonna actually be steering your money towards these policies so you can actually grow some wealth with it.
Yeah, and I would also add, man. Again, it's depending on who you talk to, right? Even if you don't talk to me, not everybody has the same ideology. Not everybody agrees with using whole life, and having a cash value, because there are a lot of people that get scammed. A lot of people get taken advantage of, because when they sit down with an agent who doesn't have their best interest at heart, what's happening is they're structuring the policies to where they get paid out on the commission the most. And that's where a lot of people have a lot of trauma or a lot of bad experiences when it comes to life insurance itself. Is that they were not, again, like Jason kind of explained, they were not told what they specifically have, right? They may say, hey, they'll say you have a whole life policy, but really you might have a term policy. So when you think that grandma, again, this is even from the past where grandma may have been paying this policy back in the day, you had to physically give the person the money, the life insurance agent the money. It's like, hey, you probably was paying him, but he was probably putting it in his pocket half the time. Or you thought you was paying a whole life policy, but you were really paying a term policy. So now what you thought you had your entire life, you only have for 20 years. And now you just been giving your money away and not paying for anything at all but their lifestyle. So when it comes to the Black community specifically, we have a whole lot of trauma when it comes to life insurance, and some people just don't trust it because obviously, again, the lack of education, the lack of experience, and the lack of access to it. It's terrible within our community, man. It's terrible. I wish I would did some research and found some stories, some real stories of how people got taken advantage of, man. I wish I would have found somebody that got taken advantage of and brought them on and was able to tell their story on that, because it's powerful.
Work
But
on that.
say it again.
Work on that.
100%, 100%.
I got something to add.
Yeah.
So you answered the question. How you say it, Jason? Eloquently.
Eloquently.
You did well. You gave all the education. But Gerard, I'm going to answer the question a different way. We go about life insurance the way we do because we don't have the education like Mike said, but we're only looking to bury our people. We're not looking for a cash value. We're not looking to pay a house off. We're not looking to put the kids through college. We're not looking to invest in the business. So like in these last, I would say like 5 to 10 years, online and social media, different things like that. People have been putting it in our face, letting us know, listen, there are other ways to create wealth. There are other ways to, pay a house off after you die, different things like that. But we are only used to using life insurance for the death benefits, not the life benefits. I think somebody said about life benefits or while you're living. We've been used to using it, oh, my grandfather died. Yeah, we sent them away well. We got them horse and carriage. We got like all those different things like that. And that probably was like 14 to 15,000.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Me personally, I told my mother, I said, listen, man, I'm about to put my own life insurance policy on you. Listen, when you die, I'm getting another house. I ain't just gonna be around here crying and feel like, damn, my mother died. I'm gonna feel bad, like my
Wait,
mother passed
hold on,
away.
hold on, King. Hold on, King. Let me jump in there real quick. And nothing wrong with what you're saying at all, right? I
Right.
agree with it. I
Yeah.
100% agree. But
Yeah.
that's where some people they looked at it like, oh, that motherfucker trying to come up off me.
No, because they goes back to the education.
Exactly.
I'm said all the nice stuff. This trip, this answer ain't gonna be so nice.
Yeah.
People are so basic and dumbfounded on our people dying. We like even when I die, I want my kids to be able to do whatever they want after I die. This is what we should be doing. We should be setting our kids up and our families up to be better, not better off when we're dead, but they shouldn't be like moping around. They should be like, all right, my father passed away. He left me this. Now I could continue to do whatever he wanted to do, or I could take this money to invest it to myself and to my family, into like buying a building. I don't know, but it should be putting the family in a better position than they would have been if you didn't put yourself in that position to have a certain life insurance policy. It's not about a come up. It's about being set moving forward and teaching the kids and the grandkids the same thing that we use to get to the next level. Just like all the big families, the Rockefellers and all these other people, they've been doing this for centuries. That's why they never gonna go broke, because they got their life insurance policies in the trust, and every time somebody's born, they create a new policy and just keep going and going and going. That's what we should be doing. We should be following what the rich people doing, not following what our family's been doing for decades or centuries or whatever. We should be figuring out how we can leave something to our kids. And I'm not talking about one house that people be fighting over and like they don't care about how much money or time the grandmother or grandfather put into getting that property or getting these properties. They just want the money. And a lot of times it goes back to the education too with the properties and different things like that, to where we should be teaching them what they should do, what they should be doing after I pass away. Listen, you use this to get another property, or y'all split this money up so y'all all could get a property or something like that. Like it shouldn't be nobody arguing over 10,000 or 50,000. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know what King said was so. It's funny, King, right? Your delivery was hilarious, but what you're saying is true because there's two things, right? They compare us to every time I heard about life insurance, I heard about Jews, right? The Jews get the life insurance, they use it, somebody passed away, they keep it going, like you said, with the Rockefellers and everybody else, right? I think the issue in our community with getting those large policies, and King said it, that they have houses, they have cars, they have businesses, they have things they need to maintain. Most of these people don't own the house they're renting. Most of the people don't have a car that's worth anything, right? They don't have these luxury items or even any assets. So when they get in policies, they're getting the bare minimum policy maybe right before it happens or a few years before it happens. Also, some of the issues in the community is that they say you can never have too much life insurance, but you probably can't, but you could pay too much for life insurance, right? So if somebody comes to grandma, granddad house, right, or grandma, dad, whatever, uncle, auntie, and they get their check for taxes, right? They're feeling good. Oh, I can pay that $100, $150 a month to get that $1 million policy, right? They overpaying for a policy that they can't really afford. Instead of whoever educating them about the policy, hey, get something you can afford. Get a 20, 30,000, maybe 50, 60, $70,000. Guess what? Better than nothing. So they get this $1 million policy for 6 or 7 months. Once the money runs out, the policy lapses.
Mhm.
They don't learn about the death benefit. They don't know about anything. Like you said, they've been lied to, and it's a term policy. It's not even a IUL policy. So I think the education part around it is so important, because if you like Hank said, if you get enough, say you get 200,000-300,000, right, and you're burying a loved one for like 20,000, Now you got the rest of that money to go buy the house, to build wealth, to start more policies, or to build something for the family to reinvest into it. So everybody is winning at that point. But if you don't have anything, you're not thinking that far ahead about, oh, I need to have this large policy for whatever, because I don't own a house. I rent. I live in the projects. We don't even have a car. We got bus tickets. I don't know if they still have bus tickets. I have bus tickets or whatever they have, So I think that's part of the issue, what he said. But yeah, man, you use it. But the family needs to have a conversation about it. I think most of this is centered around having actual conversation instead of the assumption. Figure out, okay, what's best for everybody. Because being a banker, I've seen the wolves swarm around grandma, just waiting for grandma and granddad to pass away.
wait till they
and then
die.
everybody's in the bank fighting over something. Yeah, they're like, yo, I haven't seen grandma in 30 years and I've been in California. So they're coming to see what they can collect and they have no idea. And the person who actually did all the heavy lifting, they don't get anything, because at the end of the day, it's so stressful. They're just giving everything up. And no, there's no will, there's no structure, there's nothing. So I agree with you 100%. But I think it's a conversation more than an assumption, because most people assume nobody's gonna want to do this. But if you have the conversation and you have Mike come into your house and explain to everybody, and like I said, keep the people away who ain't gonna even. It don't matter what you tell them; they're never gonna buy in. But the people who are willing to buy in, they understand this. It'll go over a different way.
Yeah.
I want to add to what you said real quick.
I want to add
Jason,
what you said.
damn, yeah, you go first. I'll go.
So you have brought up just a story. I was early on in my career, or no, this is probably like 3 years in. I just got out the military. I finally had, at the time I was recruiting agents as well. And I was going to sit with a client, and dude reached out to me over Facebook. This is my first ever in-house appointment that I did, because around that time it was like COVID. So this was the very first one. And it was a grandmother, maybe like 2 adult kids and a teenager, maybe like a small child. And I was sitting there explaining everything, going through my presentation. And, I was like, hey, listen, talk about mortgage protection. And broke down the numbers, saying, hey, how much do you think you got left on the house? Boom, boom. Okay, here's about how much you may need to help cover this. Because if it's 2 or 3 of y'all in the house, or 3 or 4 people in the house maintaining the household, all of you are paying into it, because not one of y'all can. I know none of them could have maintained that house by themselves on the income. I just knew it. And when I brought up that mortgage protection, the grandmother was like, "What the hell?" She was like, you could see automatically like that amount of life insurance she was not willing to do whatsoever. And no, that was a learning experience for me, where it was like maybe I kind of brought that on too soon. I should have kind of found out what they may have wanted, the amount that they were looking for before I said that, But at the same time, when you just look at it, it's like when I walked away, I just was like, it is what it is. I tried to follow up, and I couldn't get a call back because grandma was not going for it.
I get
But
it.
go
You try to sell her a $5 million policy?
She
It
felt
was
like they
like
was,
400,000 or 500,000, but it's like 3 or 4 adults that would be paying in for it. But I couldn't even get that far into the conversation because grandma wasn't having it.
nah.
Do they own a house?
She didn't care. They owned the house, but she didn't care to pay off the house. She was like, hey, they got to
You
do
gonna
that
be
on their own. They got
dead.
to figure it out after they done. Yeah.
Yeah, when you dead, you don't give a fuck what happens. You dead. Like
Yeah.
figure it out. But she didn't want to do the policy with you because she felt like her kids was trying to kill her, trying to line her up. She said, "Yeah,
Or
I ain't calling that boy back. Whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna get a 10,000 life insurance policy." But I want to add to what Jason said about
yeah.
the people like not wanting to buy in. Everybody wants a piece of the pie, even if they haven't even been here in 30 years. Like you said, they moved to Cali, whatever. I feel like everybody should get together to divvy it up. Like everybody put in on the policy. So when whoever dies, the people that was helping pay for the policy, they the ones who get some of the money. That's how I look at it. That's what I would do. It's either I'm gonna pay the life insurance policies for my mother and my father. If my brothers or my sisters want to put in to whatever, if they want to put in every month, cool. Because if they don't, they're not getting shit. And
Mhm.
I know y'all watching the podcast or whatever. If y'all not putting in on a life insurance policy, y'all not getting nothing because y'all ain't put no money in. You know what I mean? Y'all get a rose, you know how to get the rose or whatever you put on the casket, y'all would get that. And because y'all don't deserve no money. If y'all not putting in together with the person that's paying for the paying for the life insurance every month, y'all don't deserve anything. That's how I feel. Everybody want to come in and argue over pictures. They want to argue over, they want to split the house 10 ways or whatever is going on. Listen, if you wasn't paying that mortgage, you don't deserve to get nothing from the house. If you wasn't paying the taxes, if you wasn't having the lawn done, if you wasn't coming over and doing whatever your mother or father asked you to do for the house, why you think you deserve a quarter of the house? Y'all people crazy. My
Yeah.
fault. Yeah, yeah.
Now,
But
last
touch
little
the
bit on that
nerve.
part.
Touch the nerve, King.
That was crazy.
Last little part I'll say on my end on that topic right there, as far as like even having that conversation as a family is, yes, go or to even extend on King's point is to don't just have the conversation, get the life insurance and call it a day. Right. Make sure that we setting everything up the proper way so that there should be no legal conversations after the fact, like as far as trying to figure things out when we're done, who gonna get what. Even if you put in on the money, there still shouldn't be, hey, you getting this amount, you getting this amount. No, we need to go have an attorney, get a lawyer, get a trust, make sure everything is
Yep.
broken down properly, is going into the right places, especially if you own property, you have a business, you have these certain things that you got going on in life. Don't just go out there and just get life insurance and call it a day. Go talk to the right people. Go get life
Right.
insurance, but talk to the right people to set everything up. Because if you pass or that person passes and that money come out and it's $500,000 and three of y'all and you trying to figure out who gonna split it, but this person put this amount in, you may have put $100 in, this person put $25 in, but they still put in. Do they get a less amount? It's like you should have figured that out before you even did it.
Right.
You
That's
know
a
what I
fact.
mean? So that's all. I just want, yeah, that's my little 2 cents on that.
So
Um,
so real
yeah, you got
quick,
another question within this?
yeah, just one more. I
Yep.
mean, I don't know if you
No, it's fine. Go ahead. No, continue. No, I was about to just share my another little story, and that was gonna be it for me.
got you. I mean, so my question is, what's the steps, yo? How do we get these policies? What's
How
the
do we
first
get a
step?
policy?
Yeah, what's
Oh
the
man,
first step to where do I start?
yeah. Step one is call on me. Uh, no, but definitely reach out to me 100% if you hear if you trust me. You've been listening to the podcast. But if it's not me, reach out to a licensed individual, or even a company. You know what I mean? You can only start with having a conversation. Uh, Figure out, hey, if I may talk to Mike, I may go talk to Guardian Life Insurance Company, I may talk to National Life Group. Go figure out who has what and what fits your lifestyle. Having one conversation may not be enough. Um, that's the start, man. That's where most people need to go, is especially if you've never had the conversation. Go talk about it. Go get more in depth about it, and definitely figure out. Okay, thank you for saying that, because now this brings me to the other point that I wanted to say. Something that you can do for yourself right now at home is what they call human life value. Human life value, which is you take whatever income you currently are right now each year, you multiply that by 30 years. Never, let's say you never get a bonus, you never increase, you don't do anything, you stay at the same job, same level right now for the next 30 years. You multiply that by 30 years, right? So let's say you make 50. I'm gonna do the math just to throw the number out there. Uh Calculator. So let's say I make $50,000 for the year and I'm multiplying that by 30 years. You are entitled to $1.5 million of life insurance today. You have the ability, again, you may not need, or you may not be able to afford, or your health may not be suitable enough for you to even qualify for 1.5. But right now, if you make $50,000 a year, you have the ability to go and access $1.5 million of life insurance. Yeah.
That's deep.
Going back to your question, Gerard, I just wanted to get that a little bit. But starting out is just having a conversation. Again, I just gave you that little gem right there to figure out how much you qualify for, how much you can qualify for. Second is get your health right, man. Get your health. Like some people will take years to get their health together, but that'll be a major factor. If you got all the high blood pressure, the everything else, the I don't know what else is there. You might got heart problems. You might got lung condition. Just throwing out
Diabetes.
random things. Diabetes, yeah, the diabetes is a high one. Get that stuff under control. Try to figure out if you could get off these medications. The more medications you on, the more they probably going to deny you, or it's going to cost way more because you're on more medications to try to keep yourself alive. Because think about it, if you're on more medications, you have multiple health problems, you're probably closer to dying than anybody else. So
Damn.
again, it's life insurance. My bad.
That was crazy, Mike. I don't know. Come over you, man. Damn, you just.
About Kevin Hart when he did that to.
That wasn't crazy. They wanted to say it. They wanted to say it.
King, that's how
That was crazy.
these life insurance guys, they don't hold no punches, man.
It was.
Mike, don't just tell them to
telling you,
stop
man.
taking the medication without giving them better eating habits or diets, Mike.
Boy, they
Damn.
scare the shit out of you. You be telling them to get the hell out your house. You don't want none of their.
Look,
Get out.
I mean, look. That
I'm gonna shed some positive light to that one, King. I didn't
That
get
was crazy.
denied. I will say that. You get what I'm saying? So everybody who just
That's
listened to
positive for you. What about the other people that like Mike just spoke to?
Mike, everybody who just listened to Mike diagnosis, man, don't give up hope, man. Go try, man. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't say go to
Yeah,
edge of the
100%.
woods or nothing.
He say
He
just
said
give
go to the
up,
edge of the
man.
woods. He
Yo,
just
don't
said
give
stop
up,
taking the
man.
medication.
hold on. Let me
Moving,
jump
right,
back. Let me
Mike?
jump back because y'all gonna take this.
That was crazy. That might go viral, Mike. That's gonna go viral.
Hold on.
That was crazy. That was different.
Listen, I'm trying to listen, King. I'm trying to bring your energy to this right now because
Nah,
sometimes
that ain't my energy. Don't put that on me. That was crazy.
I'm
I
talking about
ain't-
the delivery. I'm talking about the delivery of
Yeah, listen.
it.
Let us know in the comments how that was crazy.
That was the tough love, get your health right. That's what that was.
No, I mean, but because sometimes we try to play nice, you know what I'm saying? We try to as salespeople, we try to play for the feelings of it. I'm not in the sales spot right now. I'm not talking to no one individual. So my conversation may not be to you. My freaking mustache is all up in my nose right now.
Good.
My conversation may not be to you, you know what I'm saying? But I'm while I'm on the podcast, I'm gonna speak the truth because it's like, yo, this is where we get the information. This is where it's like, hey, I need real deal how to change my life. I may hurt a feeling or two. Hold on, King. Don't jump in yet. Hold on, King. I may hurt somebody's feelings right now, that's not the goal to hurt anybody's feelings, right? Somebody may take it personal. Somebody may not like it, but it's a reality check at the end of the day.
It's accountability. I didn't get offended by what you said, and I'm on all those medications because I didn't get denied. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, that's why you didn't get it. That's why you didn't get it.
And it's not an automatic denial. I'm not saying that whatsoever.
That's what I want you to clear up.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. No, it's not an automatic denial. It's not. But if you could get the cost down by becoming a little bit healthier, why not do it? If you
this
could
is where
get
I
more
come
life
in.
insurance, it's the cost could be down and the amount of death benefit is going to increase. So now again, like that 50,000 times the 30 years would give you 1.5 million. Gerard, I'm not talking to you, but where you are at right now, you may be able to only qualify for 500,000. But let's just say, hey, I came off my diabetes medication and I came off my my high blood pressure medication. Now you probably could reach $1 million. You just changed the game by $500,000 by just becoming healthier.
I want to add. I want to
that's
add
dope.
to what Mike should have said. Everything was kind of okay. All he should have said was, "You change your diet, go to Edge of the Woods, and start approaching it with a more holistic way of eating or living."
Yes,
If you'd
sir.
have added that in there, you'd have been decent. But yeah, you close to the dying, like, huh? The know what I
Okay,
mean?
listen, but look, that's why we here. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
no,
always say
you
everything
good,
right, but I appreciate
I
the
had to
layup, my
let you
brother.
know. I
Yeah,
had to
hey,
let you know. That was kind of,
yeah.
Yo,
Look,
yeah.
I'm Kobe, you Shaq right now. I appreciate it.
yo,
All
hey,
right. Cool.
shout out to everybody in the chat. Auntie Karen checked in. Aisha, what's up, Aisha? Johanna checked in. Aja, my bad. Aja checked in. Johanna checked in. Tyrell Dorsey, he is LOL. Yeah, Mike crazy, Tyrell. Shout out to Cynthia Marie back to check us out. We ain't seen her in a little bit. Tyrell Dorsey said, and this information and opportunity to set everyone up in this way, most people haven't even considered this right. Shout out to you, Tyrell.
Let me. Do y'all got anything more
Shout out,
specific on this
Tyrell.
topic so far? I just want to drop my last little story that I found. But if I got anything else, I'll wait.
Nah,
You
go ahead,
good.
brother.
So I was doing a little research on this, and there was a brother who was a former slave named Alonzo Herndon. I don't know if I'm saying that. Y'all know I'm terrible at names. Alonzo Herndon. He was first a barber. Obviously he was an entrepreneur as well. But he founded a life insurance company called Atlanta Life Insurance Company back in 1905. And that's how he became one of Atlanta's first black millionaires. Today, that company is now still the same, Atlanta Life Insurance Company, but it's pretty much owned with a group of other people. But major person would be Magic Johnson. His name is heavily involved with that insurance company. So I just wanted to throw that out there, man. Just some life insurance facts with black people are incorporated with life insurance company. We own life insurance companies outside of just selling them at the same time.
Mike, hold on. Yeah, I can't be
That's
the only
it?
one on this podcast. I can't be the only one out here that just heard what he just said. You said he was a slave barber?
Well, no, he was a former slave who became a barber
Oh, I didn't
and
know
then worked his
slaves
way
had
into owning.
barbers. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's new, bro. That's
No,
new.
he was
That's new.
okay. I probably
Never heard that
it's an
before.
entire paragraph, so I kind of just paraphrase as much as I could.
I was gonna start researching that because I was gonna say I didn't know slaves had barbers, so that
No,
would be
no,
something new.
Right.
I ain't
no.
never seen a slave with a fresh cut.
He was a former slave, became successful
Okay.
barber who then used that money and everything else to start the insurance company, which is now owned by Magic Johnson and some other people.
That's what's up. What's the name of the company?
Atlanta Life Insurance Company.
Nice.
Yeah. So just a little fact to let us know that we do own things out there. So which is perfect, right? Perfect timing, man, to switch discussion or switch topic now. When we talk about representation of black professionals, even owning black companies, even when we say black professionals, right? Whether that be us here on this podcast, real estate investors or real estate agents, mortgage brokers, life insurance agents. There's not many of us when it comes to representation in our community. Let me ask y'all, man, why do we feel like today, with all the access that we have, with all the companies that are out there, even like Atlanta Life Insurance Company, why do we feel like there isn't much representation within the black community itself when it comes to professionals?
I don't feel like that.
I don't. So while we was talking, I did a little bit of research, some light research. I ran a few numbers. All right. There's a company called the LIMRA. You ever heard of that, Mike?
LIMRA, life insurance. I forget the whole. What you say? What it is? I forget the whole acronym.
All right. So they did a study, and they found out the broad number is there's 46 million African Americans in the country. I think that's low. But out of those 46 million,
Yeah, because last week I said it was like 30 something, 34,000. So numbers change
yeah,
depending on where you look.
it says that when that was from census done last year or something like that, the census track. But they found that 50% of African American adults own at least one life insurance policy. How you feel about that? It don't seem it don't seem like it, but that was in that study. In the same study, it says that there's still a major coverage gap. You know, like 40%, 46% think that they need more life insurance. Like they have a policy, but it might not be enough. It might not be big enough. Because most employers give you a life insurance policy. So I don't know if that counts or not. I'm pretty sure it does. But if you work for Yale or whoever, you might have one, you know, with your job or whatever. And, you know, some people might not even know they have it. You know what I mean? But is it adequate coverage? Is it enough coverage?
Oh, you okay? So you kind of okay. Is having life insurance through the job 100% is not. It's there to cover the basics. Most you're not depending on the job, but like a regular job, you know, depending on the income. Let's say you make it 50,000, they may give you about 100 to 150.
Okay.
But I don't feel like, you know, again, if you got a family, that's not enough. If you got, you know, you own a house and you got other things that you got going on, it's not enough.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying though, Mike. Really quick, before we say it's not enough, we got to understand what these people's lifestyle are. Because if they don't they don't have any assets, 150,000 is more than enough. You know what I mean? To cover, to get on your feet, to probably put a down payment for a home, or to go somewhere else to live. That's the only thing. I ain't mean to cut you off, brother.
No, yeah, you're fine. You're fine. No, that makes sense though. But Gerard, I mean, thank you for that. But I don't. I was kind of talking about professionals now. You kind of still back on top. Yeah. So I mean, okay. So let me reword the question, with a lot less words. Do we think there's a lack of representation when it comes to Black professionals as far
overall
as agents? Overall, within
overall, yes. Overall, yes. And when we say these numbers, right? Because sometimes when you look at data, you have to make sure you're looking at the right data, right? Because a lot of people live in Atlanta, and there's a majority of Black people, and people say, no, I don't think there's an issue with Black people, Blacks in these professional financial services positions. But overall, around the whole U.S., yes, it's a big gap in people of other nationalities that are in these positions than we are. You know, I mean, even in Miami here, it's a lot of us, but we're still at a disadvantage to whites and Hispanics, you know, here. And then when you start getting into other parts of Florida, it's even worse. You know, I have people come to me all the time. I don't even know any Black mortgage professionals. I'm like, there's a ton of Black mortgage professionals here, but we're not represented in that, you know, in that light. You know, you might have more realtors represented in that light, but it's still not enough for those. And when you talk about enough just licensed professionals, right? So we're talking about two things: the actual licensed professionals and the actual professionals who actually work in the field. Because there's a lot of licensed professionals that are not actually actively working, you know, in their current field. So I think it's a big disadvantage, and I think that's why some of the times when wealth is being built, and I'm gonna jump into something else that's not in line with what we're talking about, but that's how wealth is being built, because you have them, right? You have the picture, the advertisements of other cultures. So they think if they see a Black professional, it's more of a scam. Every time we say something, they might not trust what we say, and they gotta go to the other side to get the adequate coverage or policy or find a home or get their mortgage from or whatever like that. So it's huge. And I think that's where a lot of our communities fall short, when they have other cultures going into the communities that's looking to just write a policy, and they're not really saying, hey, do you really need $1 million? What do you actually need? What benefit do you really need so we can service that need for you and your family, and not going in there just trying to get a policy, have it for a year, get paid out, and now they can't afford a policy no more, that lapse. So they just waste all that money throughout that year on a policy they didn't need, but they were, I don't want to say finesse, but they were the gift of gab got them into that policy,
Right.
and now it lapses the next year. So I just think, I don't think I think we have our best interest of our people more than other cultures. It might not seem like it, and then having a lack of professionals makes it worse, because they're not seeing enough of us in social media. They're not seeing enough of us on the streets. They're not seeing enough of us in commercials. Even worse, once they have the numbers on us, and then now when we go out into the workforce to try to compete, we're fighting against all those different things. So yeah, I mean, statistically, the numbers say there's not enough of us in these professions to make a real impact for our people.
My boy C on YouTube said there is a lack of access among Black professionals, a huge disconnect in the community. Elaborate on that, if you will.
Correct.
What's correct about what he said? I'm listening.
There is a huge disconnect. King, remember, you can't look at the micro. Most of us, when we look at stuff, we're looking at a small micro of it. Like overall, there's not enough. There's a huge disconnect in our community with education and financial literacy in all these professions, and going out there presenting to the community. Like New Haven, I haven't been there. I don't know what the Black and white statistics are or the nationalities there, but I'm pretty sure when you start getting to other cities and stuff, those numbers start to dwindle a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For every mortgage profession, for every profession, it gets, especially when it's licensed. When it's licensed, those numbers start to really shrink, bro. And it's just facts. So we got to work even harder for the people who are actually licensed to try to work and make it work.
Yeah, that's what I was having this conversation with moms not too long ago, where well, now I got to kind of change it. But if I hadn't been in my position, right, dealing in life insurance, meeting all the people that I've met within the industry itself, I don't think like my family would know too many people that surround this industry, whether it be life insurance, whether it be like I don't trying to go too deep, but like I don't know a lawyer. I'll be honest, I specifically don't have a lawyer right now. Like nobody has connected me to a lawyer and had a conversation of what does this look like to even have a conversation with a lawyer.
What kind of lawyer?
I don't know, just in general. I don't know. I ain't never had to speak to a lawyer before.
I'm gonna connect you to my lawyer. I'm gonna send a message to you.
Well. Okay, so that's where I say I do have to kind of change, because I did meet the lawyer at the event. This is my second time meeting her, but
yeah, that's my lawyer. You got her number already. You good?
Exactly. And that's why I said I gotta change it, because now when I look at it,
it's all the same. It's all the same thing. Like when me and you spoke, when me and you and Mike Whitaker spoke. You know what I'm saying? It's like like people don't realize a lot of times a simple conversation is free, right? So when you think about like my attorney told me one day, he was like, "Yo, people only call me when it's a problem. They only call me when it's too late. They don't call me ahead of time so I could tell them, how to set this up and how to handle this before it happens. But they only call me when it's a problem. So yeah, you should get an attorney in your stable. You should have a real estate agent in your stable. You should have insurance agent in your stable, a financial advisor in your stable, just somebody that you could just reach out to and touch whenever.
Mortgage.
You get what I'm saying? Mortgage. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. My bad, J Money. My bad, J Money. Say that, because
Mortgage Group.
Everybody could use a refi.
Listen, since we're on the topic, right? Since we're on the topic of lawyers, I want to shout out to Ray's son Boyd. He's part of a program where they're helping New Haven or surrounding cities, like people who want to be a lawyer. They're gonna hold your hand throughout the whole process. It should take like 2.5 years or 4 years. And like all the tests are gonna work with you, gonna help you and make sure that you pass the test to become a lawyer. Um, I put it online. It just passed the deadline. It was 10/24. That was like the last day people could have signed up, and it's free. Helping people become lawyers for free. So listen, if y'all looking to become anything, I'm the plug. I know who got it. I know who do it. Hit my phone. I could go. I could continue.
Yeah, Brother King. Uh, representation. Where do y'all think, or was there anyone within y'all's lives that helped push you into the direction that you're currently in right now? That came from our culture, or even outside the culture, or even outside the Black community. Who was that individual that helped to get, or if it wasn't, or if it wasn't?
All right, since y'all want to go, I'll go. So
Hey, when y'all do that.
far as pushing me to where I am today,
Yeah, like who was that? Who was that
I would
introduction
say
into
I would say
into business?
everybody though. It's not one person.
Right.
Like everybody like that was around me that taught me something. Anybody I could learn from, positive or negative. I use everything from every person to become who I am. Now, far as being a real estate investor, like I say this shit all the time. Nobody in my family had multiple houses. They weren't landlords. So that was motivation. Like basically what I didn't see, I became. That was the motivation behind it. That's what inspired me to go out and do it and be it. And I do like certain different things in my life. Like I'm a real estate agent, got a CDL, I'm a veteran, I'm an author, working on a nonprofit. I do different things in life just so the people that come after me could be like, listen, I don't got to do this thing that he did, but I got options. He did it, so I could do it. So it's all about inspiring my family and creating a legacy so they got somebody to look up to, somebody um that they could, emulate or imitate or just somebody to be like or be better than. Because I want everybody that's coming after me to be better than me, but it ain't gonna be easy. They got work to put in.
Yeah. Gerard,
Who
you on
next?
mute
I
again?
had good people around me. I had I had role models, but I'm the first entrepreneur. Well, not the first, but probably there's not too many entrepreneurs in my family. But most of the people I was around was just hard workers. You know what I'm saying? So I think I definitely got my work ethic from my family.
Yeah.
But as far as me jumping out, there was some outside influences. You know what I mean? The first taste of real estate I got was I think I told you the story about the truck driver that was closing on he closed on his second property or whatever. I was driving trucks. So then when I got out the truck, I was coaching football, and one of the kids that I was coaching, his dad was the vice president of lending at a bank. And he's like, yo, you should try it. And then so that's what really sparked my mind. And then from there, I started running into people. But I think I was kind of self-driven. And I think even King, the statement that he made as far as, understanding that nobody in his family owned a house or whatever, like things like that motivate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it sounds like you were self-driven until you ran into, those people that kind of helped you along. But I would say kind of similar. Like I was self-driven, but now the network is crazy. Like King said, you realize you got to network and keep those good people around you, keep people in your circle, and help you catapult to the next level.
Yeah, I agree with both. I had a lot of people who helped me. Unfortunately, a lot of them didn't look like us, right? They didn't look like me. They were Hispanic and white. I can say that. Some of the some of the blacks that I did work with and I was a part of, they weren't the best. They were just like what we talk about. They try to tear you down. They try to dismantle any other person like them that's trying to come up. They don't help. They don't help catapult. And that's just from a few people. I'm not putting that on everybody. A few people I work with, excuse me, that look like me, they weren't helpful. So I got help from other races. I got help from other people, to get where I'm at now. And in the mortgage industry, I mean, there's not a lot that look like me in this industry, to be honest, bro. It's just what it is. So I'm very self-motivated, man. I don't need inspiration from nobody. I can inspire myself and go get it. That's just me. But the people who have helped me, even in the military and basketball and everything, bro, I just took lessons and I try to pass them on to everybody. I know sometimes my delivery might not be the best, but stop being a you know what and just take the message and move on. So everybody who helped, I mean, in the industry, I mean, where I'm to get to where I'm at right now, as far as sales, it wasn't a lot that looked like us, and that was the disappointing part. And I think that's why a lot of times I'm so helpful, especially to us. I want to give back. I want to push people. I want to tell them how to do it the right way, because so many of us, when we get in these positions, we want shortcuts. We like, okay, I need a shortcut. I need to get to the bag as quick as possible. And then that puts us at a disadvantage because other people are looking at that. So we only get one shot a lot of times, to work with the big dogs, right? And unless we come one ourselves, right? So we're trying to sit at other people's table most of the time. And when we don't learn the skills that other people learn, because we don't have a lot of people that look like us, it puts us at a disadvantage. So that's why sometimes you got to be self-motivated. You gotta work your way in to try to sit at somebody else's table, and then eventually you're gonna have to build your own, because the higher you get, unless you conform and you start being cliquish, they're not gonna allow you at their table because they don't want to see you grow bigger than they are. So, I mean, to answer the question, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of people.
Yeah, yo, Cynthia Marie just said a lot of us are breaking generational curses and are the first generations to own and do what we do. So a lot of us couldn't look at our elders for that knowledge, but we always have each other. Each one teach one. My boy C is in the chat talking about Dade County, bro. He not from Dade County. He from here. He really from here. He not from Dade County.
I want to add in there too. And then like the last 5 to 10 years, I did get inspired by different people that look like me and that didn't look like me that I seen I was killing it. And they were mostly, all of them are like young, like 38 to 20 and like just going crazy. So I'm like, shit, if they could do it, I could do it. So I definitely seen like a lot of people like putting in work, a lot of women putting in work, like doing like 17 million in sales a year, like just going crazy. Forget the top real estate agent in the state, like the region, like going crazy. That's motivation. I'm like, yeah, she man, I know I could do it. Seeing these people, oh yeah, I know I could, yeah. And a lot of people, some people do have the help, do have a team that's behind them. Now, when you really like that, and you getting your own leads, you closing your own deals on your own, you going through trial and error on your own, it's kind of different. It's cool getting, somebody that brought you and they help you close the deals and all that. But when you really doing it on your own, you really like that, man. Pat yourself on the back, man. Salute yourself. Look in the mirror, salute yourself, because it ain't easy, but it's mandatory.
You definitely turn into a different beast. I felt and I saw myself, like I was watching myself evolve over the past 5 years, man. And it's not easy, bro. Like people think, like what we're talking about right now, people really think it's easy, right? They'll sit there and be like, it's easy. But most people in our industries don't last more than a year or two because they're going back to their 9 to 5, because the endurance you need to succeed. I'm not talking about having a good month. having a good couple months, but like putting years together of consistency. I
Right.
always tell people, if you can make a livable wage, man, you on track to
Right.
go. And livable wage is going to depend on where you live, right? But it is difficult, man, and it's tough. And when you put the licenses on top of it, and then you put everything else on top of it, then you got your circle of people who saying, "Why are you doing this for? You need to go get a job. Look at you. You don't have any blah blah blah. You living with your parents or whatever." You got to be able to block all that noise out, man, and figure out what you want in life, and you got to work hard at it. And that's what
Right.
I've done. I have a goal. It hasn't changed, right? It hasn't changed. I'm shooting for the goal. I'm getting closer and closer every single day, and I feel it, man. I'm
Right.
telling you, I feel it that it's going to happen because ain't nobody gonna stop me from doing it. Like I'm the only
Right.
person who could stop me, and I'm blessed, right? We are blessed to be in the position where we just can't give up, and too many people give up. And guess what? People ain't gonna support you, bro. Like some people look for support. Oh, I don't got no support. I'm gonna go somewhere else. People ain't gonna support you, especially your people that are closer to you, like your family, your
Right.
close friends. So you have to be good enough to go out and impress strangers to get the business from them. Because once you get the business from them, eventually the other people will follow. And it's just a matter of do this. I tell everybody this all the time. When I hear people say, "Oh, my friends and my family don't want to work with me," right? I ain't talking about you, Mike. Right? My family and friends don't want to work with me, right? So I always tell people all the time, look in the mirror and ask yourself, would you work with yourself?
Right.
And most of the time is no, I won't work with this person. Well, that's the reason why people don't want to work with you.
Right.
You're not even confident in yourself enough to work with yourself if you were on the other end. So, you figure that part out. And a lot of it is internal, a lot of it is you fixing yourself, and that accountability is what puts you over the top.
It's
Or
just like
separate you.
it's just like the young lady that was on last week.
Taquana.
With the cleaning service. And
Oh yeah. She's
like,
on now?
I don't know. If
She
she's on
shared
today.
She shared the post. She shared the live
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
nah.
earlier. I don't
And
know if she's on right now.
she had the cleaning service, and she's like, she can't get nobody to support her. And I'm like, oh, you could get people to support you. You just going after the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
sometimes you can't just fully tap into the people that you know. You might, you got to go outside. Sometimes you got to go outside your circle. But
Every time.
yeah, it's all about all about marketing and expanding your network. Like we should really put a course together on this, guys.
Are
Yeah,
you
we
serious?
should. We should work on it. We should work on it, man. Course coming soon. Course coming soon. Look out for it.
Yeah. Look at Jason's
That's a
face.
good idea.
Look at Jason's face.
Don't get
Course
us
coming
started.
soon.
Not on the podcast.
Course coming soon.
Course coming soon.
We might have to charge y'all for it. I got to talk to the team. I'll get back to y'all next week. I'll let y'all know. I mean, we've been giving y'all free everything for like 20 weeks straight.
Yo, that's what we do.
I was
mean-
definitely about to say that. Hey, we ain't celebrate, man. Hey, fellas, clap it up. Week 20, we here now. You know what I'm
Week
saying?
20?
We
Oh,
consistent.
man. We should have had a celebration, bro.
You said it, but never
Week
mind.
20, bro. That's crazy.
50 is the celebration. 50 is the celebration.
50?
50,
All right.
all right.
Listen, man.
I mean, look, what they say,
We
small
step
wins,
closer,
but
like
small
you
wins.
said. We're going to celebrate all the way
no.
to the top.
Yeah, definitely. Step closer. Step closer.
Jason like, nah, F that shit. 50.
We get the 50, we pop the cigar. Oh, guess what? 50th episode I do from Connecticut. Let's go.
What?
Say it again?
Yeah. He's the 50th,
Wait, how long is that? We got to get it.
50th episode. He coming up here, King. That's what he said.
We do it live. We
I'll
do
probably
it
come up here
live.
too.
We do it live.
I'm about to count the actual weeks it's gonna take for you to get up here. So I'll be right back.
So 50, yeah. Mike, yeah, put a date on that, Mike. Put a date on that.
I'm about to. He said it, so I'm definitely about to. Give me a minute. Let me count.
Oh,
these.
serious. 50th episode, I'll be up there.
I think what we should do for Christmas, never mind, we'll talk offline. I think I'm gonna run. Now let's talk about it. Let's do a security bag marathon. We can run all 20 episodes. That's 20 hours of content that we could run.
Let's go.
It's more
I
than
like
20
that.
hours.
It should be more
We
than
got
20
like-
hours.
It's gonna be more than
Hours
20.
Yeah, we got 2 hours of The podcast.
That's what I mean. Hey, we never stay on topic, right, King? It got to be at least
Never.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is though. Like, cause like even right now, we like way above time. So like before everything, we was cutting off at 1:30. Last week was 1:50 as far as time wise.
Is people still on? Are people still on?
Bro, I'm on TikTok. I
People
got
still
people. I got people live on TikTok. I got.
People
That's what I'm
want.
saying, man. If they hear, we give them the info, man. You listen, man. When people love you and they show you support, man, we gotta give them what they want, man, and speak the truth and do it the way we do it, because we do love. We speak offline a lot. We do care. We do want to give back. This ain't about a money grab. This is about an educational grab and trying to figure out how do we set our people up, because even though we have social media posting that everybody is so successful, we're actually losing the wealth gap more than we probably ever had in the past 20 or 30 years right now. And people are looking like they have money, but most people don't, man. It's all credit. And this information that we're giving them we pray to God that it's helping you guys. We're living this. We're working hard every day. We have a lot in store for you. Like the fella said, I promise you in the next 30 days, we're going to be releasing things. We got a surprise for you guys next week. So make sure you tune in next week. We got an unveiling for you all, and you guys didn't even know I was going to say that.
Yo,
I was like, what are you talking about?
I'm like, we do.
Right.
We're going to unveil something next week, man, for you guys that you're going to love.
Also, look out for the beginning of the year 2026, man. We definitely going to be hosting an event. We're going to be live. We're putting everything together on top of what Jason said, man.
Yeah.
We want to get the community involved in person, take this offline and put it on or in person, because we want to see you guys. You know what I mean? Like building community is more than just social media for us, man. We really want to be able to tap in with folks, shake hands, break bread, have real conversations. Because that's what we do, man. All of us are people. I mean, besides Jason, sometimes Jason got a little bit older. He likes to stay in the house more than anybody else. He doesn't.
Gerard older than me.
Don't you put that dirt on my name.
But let me tell them what we're going to do. So the End Live is going to be here in Miami on a boat. The tickets are going to be $55, and we're going to be on a boat for 3 hours, and we're going to be giving these financial literacy classes. And we're going to have special guests there, and it's going to be crazy.
Wait.
What's it, next week?
Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah, that wasn't in none of the text messages today, bro. What you talking about, man?
Wait,
I just thought about it.
I ain't missed that much.
It's going to, because listen, January, February, March, it's going to be snowing up there.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Mike,
I don't know if
he just suckered you, Mike. Don't. He supposed to bring his ass up here. I don't care how cold it is. He just suckered
Let's
you, Mike.
go.
Hey, Mike, he gave you a boat and you went for it. That sound familiar?
Hey, I'm about to paddle that motherfucker.
No, we ain't on no paddle boat, Mike. What the fuck, bro? We ain't got no paddle boat, bro.
He said he gave me a boat. He didn't say I got on your boat. He gave me a personal boat. I'm about to paddle to your boat.
It's a Secure the Bag boat, man. We're gonna have a live. We're gonna do a live class on a boat, man. Everybody gonna come down, they're gonna pay, and we're gonna have fun.
All right. The people that's listening, if you would come to a Secure the Bag session on a boat, put some hearts in the chat, please. Put some hearts in the chat.
We're about to be on a yacht.
My wife said, I just want to get on the boat. I don't want to go to class. See?
Well, Gerard, that's your job. Gerard, that means you need to step up.
Yeah.
That's what that means. Fellas, I don't know. Do we want to continue? We want to end it right here? I feel like we had a good spot. I don't know how y'all feeling right now.
Ask the people what they want, man. I just said that. Ask the people what they want.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that part. Folks, we can keep going, man. Let us know. Drop a thumbs up if you want to keep going. Give us a clap if you want us to end right now, because that was a good episode. Either way, we still got more information, more things to talk about. We could beat our time from last week. Last week we ended at about 8:50-ish, almost, maybe 9 o'clock. We could tap in a little bit longer. We got another half hour, another hour. How y'all feeling? 2 hours?
Nah, we ain't got no 2 hours.
We ain't got no 2 hours.
You all the
Okay,
way
too long.
bugging, man. Listen, man.
Too much? Okay.
Yeah, you tripping. You tripping, bro. That boat got you a little too excited.
Yeah. See.
Hey, so give us a thumbs up if you want us to keep going. Give us a little clap, a little clap emoji, in the chat if you know that was a good episode and y'all ready to go. But we definitely appreciate y'all support, man. But while we wait on that, I'm gonna just ask one more question while we waiting because I don't want to just sit here and look at everybody. Y'all beautiful and all, but I don't want to look at you that long. Um, how can we get more like whether it be us or whether it be other people, how can we get more schools, more churches, barbershops to play more of a role when it comes to teaching like financial literacy? Do we feel like these are places that should be doing that? Obviously the school, but the church or even barbershops, do we feel like these are places that should be teaching more financial literacy?
It's not if they should teach it. It's what value does it bring? Because you got to remember when we start talking to these people, even churches, man. I know. I'm sorry if I go at you guys in the church. Even if you like, what value do you bring? You can't just go to people anymore and be like, "Hey, can I do this?" And it sounds good to us. Like, let me teach the people. When they're gonna be like, "Okay, so what am I getting out of it?" So like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you got to figure out what value can we bring them, so they will allow us or other people to go into their places of business to teach financial literacy to our people in whatever capacity we decide to teach it in. I think that's the number one question is if we wanted to do an event, what value, do we bring to that? And what are we looking to get out of it? I think that's
Jason,
the real question.
Jason, hold
What's up,
on,
Ken?
Jason. Listen, us going into church or going into school, we already bringing a value. They should be paying us to be there. We shouldn't be paying these people to be there. They should be paying us because we're doing it because we want to see people win. We want to change their life. We want to help
I
them
agree.
change their kids' lives. They should be
Yeah.
paying us. Now, we're gonna switch it. You people, you churches, whatever, how much
Hmm.
are y'all willing to pay us to come teach the congregation something about investing into themselves, investing into the community? Not just buying churches, but buying property, buying different things that can bring more ties to the church, that can bring more people to go get their hair cut at the barbershop or get their hair done at the salon. What
Yep.
can you guys bring to us? What kind of value can you bring to us? How much money can you pay us to come speak to your people? Listen,
You look evil right there. You
just
got look. I don't
it's
like that
okay.
look.
I'm just putting things into perspective, putting different things on the table because we both should be bringing something to each other. We should just be bringing something to you. You should be bringing something to us as well. Everybody should walk away feeling like they gained something, and it's not all about money. It's about value, like Jason said from the beginning.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with it. I definitely think the value opens up a lot more when obviously we teach people about life insurance, we teach people about budgeting, we teach people how to get more real estate, and we educate for more than just Saturday night, but we educate for generations to come. Um, that takes we know most people's problem can be not everything, but most problems can be solved with better financial literacy or better money habits. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
when you even when you look at the health, when you look at the bills, it's like, hey, yes, I may be in this position where something may cost me, outside of my bills. I just got a $1,500 bill randomly from my health insurance, right? Had you already been setting money aside for certain things, or you've been paying in a health savings account, these things wouldn't come out of pocket. It wouldn't feel like a burden because you already expect that, hey, my life is going to change at some point, right? Now that takes away, oh, let's make a donation to sister so and so because of this and that. It's like, no, man, like she's set because we came in here and we gave her the information, we gave her the knowledge. Now she no longer has to worry about coming out of other people's pockets because the education has now set her up to not worry about anything whatsoever. The education and also the actual action behind the education.
100%.
Yeah. Um, I think, and I've been thinking about this, and but it's really jumping into me right now. Uh, I want to start focusing on becoming more of like a financial coach because I've always believed. Well, over the last year, I've started looking at like, yes, it's 100% important, which it's all tied together. It's 100% important to have the life insurance, to have the retirement products. But most people's problem is the trauma that they have behind their money. Right? People don't recognize the patterns that they have are because of whatever situation in their life, or why their money habits are the way that they are, or why they feel like they can never save a dollar. We have to figure out, hey, this is what I do, this is why I do it. Now, how can I change it? What is my
Yeah.
solution? I think those conversations get looked past a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's great to speak about life insurance. It's great to speak about retirement and buying real estate. But if you got terrible habits on money, those things ain't really going to matter. It's really not.
That's true. That's why we got to strip to the basics. Once
Yeah.
we strip into the basics, what we're going to do with our course, and once we strip it down and we build it back up, and we show them what we done to get to where we're at, and I think it's gonna affect a lot of people, and we're gonna be able to create a sense of urgency to get this stuff done over the next year or two, man. Once we start putting these classes and these courses out, and then we
Yeah.
do the in person. The in person is where the real impact is going to be. So seriously, y'all get ready to start seeing us next year, beginning of next year. We're putting something together early so we can, start touching and feeling our audience and figuring out how we can add value to you guys. Yo, I don't know where you guys heads at tonight, but
Wait, listen. That one took me. That one took me
That was
right
different.
there.
I'm gonna touch the audience.
y'all serve the
Gerard,
military
where you
too
at,
long,
Gerard?
man.
You
I'm
ain't gonna
chilling.
stop him? You ain't gonna say nothing?
I don't think he caught that. I
I
don't
ain't
think
catch
he
it.
was listening.
He
Good.
said
There's
he
nothing to catch.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, King. It's okay, King. We gonna leave it there. We caught it. We caught it.
Let's go in the clip.
Yeah. That's gonna be funny. Oh, I actually do have the clip of the shower before the gym. I was thinking about posting it, but I was like, I don't know. I'll bring it to y'all first before I post it. It was just like a quick 10-second. Okay, no, I guess it wasn't funny.
I mean, you acting like that's not that's not normal.
No, I'm not saying that it's not normal. I know certain people do it, some people don't. That's all. It was like the clip itself was just funny how it was pretty much like
Oh,
one of the
okay. I
clips
was
just
gonna say, yeah, you shouldn't wash your ass before you go to the gym. I mean, I didn't think that was it. I thought that was like the normal thing to do before you go to the gym.
No, you good, brother. It's all right.
All right. I'm just,
Yeah, man. Let's just recap, man. We about to close the episode out, man. I felt like it was great. But we know, speaking back on our first topic of life insurance, man, where we started out, knowing the differences between what a term policy is and what a permanent policy is, and knowing that life insurance is not just for death. It can be used while you're alive, whether it be for your health, or whether it be to build cash value and purchase different properties, make investments. You can do those things. Also, we covered representation within our community as well. Depending on your viewpoint, it may be good, it may be bad. You may feel like there is enough, right? Jason gave us a great example of Atlanta where, hey, there's a ton of black people around me. So there is no lack of representation of black communities. But when you look at America as a whole, those numbers dwindle down the further out you go. And we just spoke on, what Secure the Bag is bringing to the community as far as our university. We have a couple of events. We're looking forward to getting in person and being able to shake everybody's hand. But fellas, let's close out, man. Let's go into that bag. Let's grab that gym and let's drop it for the people. Gerard, I'm starting with you tonight, man.
Why? No, I'm just kidding.
'Cause I couldn't see you.
I gotta say, your network is your net worth. We talked about why people don't have life insurance or don't know, what the whole life policy, the difference between a whole life policy and a term life policy. You taught me a lot tonight. You increased my net worth tonight, Mike. You know what I'm saying? So
Brother,
your
my brother.
your network is your net worth, man. That's my gem for today.
Jason, you up next, man.
Yo, Mike, man, good job, bro. Good
Thank
job,
you.
brother. Hey, man, you did your thing tonight, brother. Proud of
Thank
you, bro.
I appreciate it.
Proud of you, bro. You too, King, man. That post you've been posting, I'm proud of you, brother.
Thank
Yeah, man. Just listen to us. That's my gym for tonight. Keep listening to Secure the Bag. Next week we got a nice surprise for everybody. Have a good night.
I'll go, King. You gonna leave us off, King. I got you. You gonna leave us off for the night. What's mine? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even thinking nothing. I was just looking at y'all.
Bro, you've been dropping gems all day, man. You could take one off.
You're right. My gym for a recap is I'm gonna steal Kings from earlier. Hey man, sit down and have them conversations, right? You have the ability, especially you got more than one child in the family, have those conversations on putting life insurance on moms, right? Where you may be able to get a little bit more if it was more than just if it was one person. But I'm sorry, my words. Whew, let me start over.
Stop trying, Mike. Just do it.
You're right, my brother. My apologies. If there's more than one child in the family, right? You got 2 or 3 brothers and sisters in there. You guys can put money together to go ahead and put a decent sized policy on moms to where, hey, you know, when moms or pops, I don't want to keep saying moms because I feel like sometimes we move away from the fathers.
There you go.
On your parents, you can invest a decent amount and get a great return on a life insurance policy to be able to make that next big move, whether y'all buy a house together or even if just decide to keep that money for your own, you have the ability to do those things. Build great relationships with your family and make great investments with your family. King, take us away, my brother.
So mine is gonna be while you're living, you should be working to leave a legacy. It's not all about money. It's not all about materialistic things. Leave your family with motivation and inspiration to do something after you're gone. Simple. Take it away. Yo, drop my music, man.
Not yet. Don't drop the music yet. Not yet. Wait, I'm not done yet. I still got to close this out, man. Folks, we appreciate y'all for tapping in tonight, man. Everybody that keeps returning, we see the community is growing. We appreciate y'all. Tonight's episode was about perspective, shifting the way we look at life insurance and realizing it's not about death, it's about life, leverage, and legacy. We also hit on something powerful, representation. It's not just about having a seat at the table. It's about building the table, teaching at the table, and passing the table down. So if this episode made you think differently, share it, like it, comment, subscribe, all those great things. Talk about it with your family, your friends, and your coworkers. Because when we normalize these conversations, we normalize wealth. Ooh, that's powerful. Ooh. I don't know. That was powerful. Man, but follow us on any social media platform under Secure the Bag Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe wherever you're listening at. And until next time, keep learning, keep leading, and keep securing that bag. We'll see y'all next week, 7 p.m.
Beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, moved G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the lab trying to sharpen up the sword. Swinging blades at these scrubs. Bitches flock like bugs to the light. Getting right. Treat my hoes like these raps. I don't really got a type. Off top, bullshitting. All I needed was a mic. Yeah. Hey, pass the rock, it's all butter. Pack your bags and take flight. Don't worry, it's all covered. Hey, live your life while you can. Our days are all numbered. Rain could cause thunder, but the sun comes after, clearing up the disaster.
Isn't it lovely?